28 Years Later has an absolutely ridiculous ending, and let me tell you what it really means. What starts out as a typical zombie movie turns into a boy becoming a man by learning to deal with the horrors of life and accepting the inevitability of death. The final scene, while absolutely absurd, ties into the movie's theme about worldviews shattering as people age. Let me explain. The movie begins with Spike's dad taking him on a coming of age hunt to the mainland, immediately establishing Spike's character arc as going from a child to a man. The hunt teaches him the world as his father understands it. These are the infected we fight, and how. Successful hunts are celebrated like a sport. Spike's whole life has been waiting for this moment. But there are hints at secrets being kept from him in the mainland, and Spike wants to know the truth. His dad's worldview is avoidant. He admits he has no idea what Dr. Kelson is doing in the mainland, only that it was so scary he had to leave. Not only will his dad not tell him the truth, Spike also finds him cheating on his mom. These are the cues that Spike needs that his dad is not correct about everything, and that he needs to think and live for himself. This is when he resolves to take his mother into the mainland to find the doctor, despite not knowing if it will work. When Spike and his mother encounter a pregnant infected, the most unexpected thing happens. She gives birth to a baby that looks healthy and human. It's something that goes completely against what Spike has been taught by his village, and is a symbol that hope is inherent to the human experience. At another point, Spike and his mother encounter a Swedish soldier, which leads to a joke where Spike doesn't understand why a woman would want lip fillers. The soldier grew up with the internet, seeing images of beauty that breed Kim Kardashian lookalikes, such as his fiancée. His perception of what is and can be beautiful is completely different from Spike, who's never seen a woman like this before and is repulsed. While it's a funny joke, it's also a testament to how much our worldview influences the way that we think and act. And this is where I hope that years of watching YouTube influences you to think and act by liking and subscribing. Thank you. Back to the movie, Spike ends up finding Dr. Kelson and realizes his quest to save his mother was pointless. She's obviously terminally ill, and he must accept that. Up until now, he's held out with childlike hope that his mother could be saved by a mystic man no one knows anything about. Instead, he teaches Spike how to let go, accept the inevitable, and move on. He's not just talking about Spike's mom. It's also a way of telling Spike that the innocence of childhood is always meant to pass, and the experience he's had questioning his father is normal and necessary.
There are many kinds of death.
It's the key moment in Spike's journey to adulthood, and it gives him the confidence to set out and forge his own path away from his father. Spike's stories with his mother and father are linked in the way he learns how to let go. The final scene is where things get really absurd. Spike is now living alone in the mainland, and faces an infected horde that's too much for him. Out of nowhere, a group of men in blonde wigs showed up, dressed as characters like Teletubbies and Goku, acting as ninjas. They're led by a man named Jimmy. This man appeared back in the opening scene. He was a child who survived the initial outbreak, and his father was a preacher who thought it to be the day of judgment foretold in the Bible. Once again, this is a twisted worldview of the father being passed down, and it parallels the way that religion is used in real life. Throughout the movie, his name is carved into bodies and drawn on walls, hinting that Jimmy would appear. The outfits the men are wearing are pulled from the last TV shows they would have seen as children before the infection outbreak. We see Teletubbies in the beginning of the movie. This points to their stunted, childish worldview, at odds with Spike's arc that we just saw. The blonde wig and the name Jimmy are allusions to a sinister former British celebrity named Jimmy Savile. For years, he was considered a great man, renowned for his charity work with children, and incredibly popular. After his death, it came out that he was a prolific child rapist and molester whose crimes had been hidden by those around him. Jimmy Savile is a symbol of a common worldview, shared by a nation, fed to children, that ends up being scarily wrong. In this way, the Jimmy character serves as the antithesis of the arc Spike went through. Back in the village, Spike's dad has received the baby and is setting out to find Spike and Jimmy in the sequel, 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. 28 Years Later brings together these themes about growing up and learning to question and change our perspectives over time to fuel Spike's journey of growth. While its symbols may feel out of place at times, when you look at the movie through this lens, you'll be surprised how much of it applies. Is there anything you noticed that I didn't mention here or unanswered questions that you'd like me to tackle? Let me know in the comments.